Please, please, for the love of God, please learn this mechanic. I've been frustrated so many times by this mechanic of people not knowing what to do. So please watch this, learn it, and hopefully send it to anyone who might not understand this mechanic, and let's stop making these mistakes with these goddamn balls that bosses spawn to shield themselves. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about these mechanics that you need to learn. So every time you see a boss who has multiple phases, usually they teleport, shield up, and there's some kind of mechanic. Sometimes there's a whole bunch of enemies connected to that boss and you need to kill all the enemies before they're unshielded. But a lot of things you'll see are tied to little balls that float above their head and shield them. There are multiple versions of these balls. A couple of them are very, very easy. If you see all the balls spawn at the exact same time, it's very easy. You just need to kill them within a certain amount of space of each other. So you basically need to kill them all at the same time. But if you get them all down to pretty much one hit, you can do one big ability and take them all down at the same time. But it's a lot more forgiving the time it takes to kill all of the balls than the other version we are talking about today. There is also another mechanic where occasionally one of the balls will go invincible and they're all spinning around. It's just frustrating more than anything. That is, you have to just keep shooting them until the ones that are invincible stop being invincible, and then you can kill them. But the one that is the most frustrating, that seems to appear more often in boss fights, is the 5 or 4 balls that appear in a specific order that you have to shoot and kill in that order. And that's the mechanic. So if you're watching the boss when he goes into this phase, you will see the balls spawn one by one. This means you have to kill them in the order that they spawn. So in the footage in the background, you were seeing a gameplay where me and DPJ were doing one of the missions, and our teammate just did not know the mechanics, and every time I was trying to shoot the balls in order, he would just shoot random ones, blow up the wrong ones, and then we'd have to restart. I had to end up messaging him in chat to tell him you have to kill them in order. He didn't listen. Eventually he got frustrated and left the mission as if it was like our fault or something. But the mechanics are there plain to see. So in the background you're seeing the footage of me actually finally killing the goddamn balls in the order that they have spawned. So once you have seen the order of the balls, maybe you have to kill an enemy and you look back, how do you know which is which? Well, there is absolutely a telling mechanic. Some of them are a little bit more difficult, but overall the balls that spawn will be at different heights, and this is the way that you remember. There are 3 tiers with this boss. There's 2 on the lower tier, 2 on the middle tier, and 1 at the top tier in terms of height. This means all you need to remember is at least a couple of them. So for me, the one that spawns is closer to me. Then the one behind it on the same tier spawns. So I know the bottom 2 need to go down in that order. After that, the highest tier one spawns. So I know that's the 3rd one. And then the other 2, I just kind of remembered. I know which order they spawned in. And it's as simple as that. It can mess up, don't get me wrong, because sometimes they do spin out of control and you just genuinely don't know which one is which. But that's okay. As long as you know how to do the mechanic, you are going to get it done in a couple of tries, instead of sitting there for 30 minutes banging your head against the wall because other people don't know how to do the mechanic. So I'm going to slow down the footage in the background as much as I possibly can, and you can see that they do in fact spawn in an order. So you can see that I'm trying to shoot them in that specific order, and it's just a memorization game of understanding which one needs to be shot next, and it's fairly straightforward. So if you are running in a team with friends and stuff and you can communicate, just have one person who knows how to memorize the balls shoot the balls while everyone else kills all the ads. Or you can tell them, I'm shooting this one now, this is the one you need to shoot. Also as well, if you're shooting them in a specific order, they start to change colors. So if someone looks up and sees a bright orange one, that means it's probably the one that needs to be killed, because whoever's shooting it has been shooting it in that order. And that's just like a quick tips, because I do know, and I'm just being a bit funny and a bit sarcastic, but genuinely a lot of people just don't understand this mechanic. So I wanted to make sure that people do actually understand it. And that's about it. Thank you for watching. I've been easynow. You guys have been awesome.